Welcome back to But God. And today I want to ask you, where is your faith? How are you doing in your faith walk? I have a story that I want to read in the book of Mark, and it may be very familiar. We're going to talk and look at blind Bartimaeus' story. So I'm going to go there, Mark chapter 10, starting around verse 46. And I'm reading from the New Living Translation. Verse 46 starts off where we see that Jesus and his disciples are coming from one city to the next. And as they reached Jericho, a large crowd was following him. And so we know that when Jesus preached and taught in the earth, he always was surrounded by a large crowd. But in this instance, a blind beggar named Bartimaeus, and his name literally means son of Timaeus. He was sitting beside the road. Verse 47, it says, when Bartimaeus heard that Jesus of Nazareth was nearby, he began to shout, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. And so he didn't see. He heard a lot about Jesus. I'm sure people are always talking about the miracles, the signs, and the wonders that Jesus was performing. And not just the miracles, but the way he talked and the parables that he taught using was so profound and so life-changing to so many people. This man who sat on the side of the road, living his life begging, heard about him. And in this time, he heard he was coming my way. And so he began to cry out, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. The mere fact that he called Jesus the son of David let me know that he was, the telephone line was actually delivering what it said it was going to do. That he was hearing clearly. He realized and he recognized that this man who was preaching and teaching is the Messiah, that he is from the lineage of David. And everyone around this man was like, be quiet, shut up. They yelled at him. But in that instance where he could have cowered down, where he could have said, you know what? It's no use. I'm blind. I'm on the street. Here's my bed where I'm begging. I'm just going to be quiet. But no, the scripture says he got louder. Where was this man's faith? It says he got louder. Son of David, have mercy on me. And when Jesus heard him, he stopped. That is powerful. This man, blind Bartimaeus, I don't know if that's his real name, son of Timaeus. Maybe he was Timaeus Jr. But the scripture says his name, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus. He recognized that the one who I know has the power to change the trajectory of my life is coming by, and I won't miss him. I'm going to scream regardless of all the naysayers telling me to shut up and be quiet, that I'm a nobody. You know, they treated people with illnesses and diseases as if they were lower than dogs, that they had no place in the city, that he was sitting outside of the city. And as Jesus was passing by, he called out and Jesus stopped. He paused his journey and he said, tell him to come here. So here we are, this blind man. Jesus could have easily went to him, but he told the people to tell him, no, you come to me. Jesus sees you where you're at, but he always is going to call you closer to him. He knows where you're at and he will meet you there. But there is some work that we got to do to come to Jesus. And when they called him, they called to the blind man and said, cheer up. Come on, he's calling you. Bartimaeus did something so profound. He threw aside his coat, jumped up, and came to Jesus without thought, without regrets, without saying, wait a minute, if I leave this spot, am I going to find the same spot? But what I loved is he said he threw aside his coat. He threw away what he used to lay on maybe some nights, or even to cover up and provide him with warmth. I don't know if he slept there, but it said that he threw away his coat. He threw away this place of comfort, of this place of familiarity. He was familiar with where he was begging, but it said that he threw away his coat. And I believe, it doesn't say this here, but I believe Bartimaeus knew, I am never going back to this place. And so I have no need, my God, I don't have any need of this coat. I threw it aside. And he jumped up immediately. He moved with swiftness. He moved with expectation. If you read a couple scriptures up, Jesus asked his two disciples the same thing that he asked Bartimaeus in verse 51. Jesus asked him, "What do you want me to do for you?" And unlike his own disciples, Bartimaeus asked, "I just want to see." Isn't that wonderful? He didn't ask for privilege or position. Bartimaeus could have asked for money. Why not? He was already on the side of the road begging. Maybe if he got a little money from Jesus, he figured he could make it a couple more days or even weeks. Maybe he had a big offering to give Bartimaeus. But Bartimaeus didn't ask for riches. He didn't ask for status or prestige. He said, "I just want to see." And Jesus responded and said, "Go, for your faith has healed you." Instantly, the man could see, and he followed Jesus down the road. He didn't turn away and say, "Oh, thank you for my sight. I'm going to go on and figure out what else I can do." No, the scripture tells us that after his healing, he followed Jesus. He thought enough about the Messiah that even after you've healed me, even after you've blessed me, even after you've provided for me, I'm not going to stop following you. I'm going to keep following hard after you. And Jesus told him, it was your faith that brought about your healing. Your faith of getting up out of your comfort zone, your faith of casting aside your cloak, your faith in crying out louder even when everyone else told you to shut up, that God is not going to hear your prayers, you're not worth it. Bartimaeus kept pushing. He kept pressing. His faith actually grew larger. He had an expectancy from God, from Jesus, Son of David. I know what you've done before. I've heard what you've done for others, and I believe that you can do it for me. I want to see. That is so amazing to me, because as I think about if I've ever had an encounter with God and he asked me, "What do you want?" My question is, what am I going to ask for? And do I have the faith to believe that he's going to do it for me? And so as we go about our day, we can ask ourselves, God, where is my faith? Am I like the disciples and just wanting prestige and a place beside you on your throne, God? Or am I looking for the authentic face of God? Not just your hands. Yes, I want you to heal me, but I want you to heal me so I can follow you, so I can be the whole man. I want you to heal my heart of brokenness and wounds that the world has caused me to build up walls. Heal me, God. I want to see. I want my faith to grow. I want to silence the naysayers who are saying, I'm not good enough. You just Diana's girl, or you George's daughter. No, I'm Tracy. God knows my name, and he is telling me, come here, come to me, come closer. Come out of your place of comfort. Come out of that familiar place where you've been to go to uncomfortable places. Bartimaeus couldn't see where he was going. Someone may have even had to lead him to Jesus, or in his senses, as one sense was dulled, maybe his hearing was so much better, and I could hear the voice of Jesus, and I'm going to go and I'm going to follow where that voice is. I may not be able to see, but I can hear you, God, and I'm going to follow hard after you. And even after you heal me, I'm going to keep following you. Where is your faith? I'll see you next time. I love you.